Hey, I'm Pascal. I'm Pascal from Orangepixel. Sorry if I'm shouting or maybe whispering. Both my ears are clogged this morning, which is annoying and not something I usually want to talk about on this channel. But it's like I'm underwater constantly and everything sounds weird, including me. But everything sounds weird. Anyway. Hi, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel, currently working on Regulator City, and this channel is about game development, not about physical problems. Regulator City is a game where you control or lead a tactical squad around the city, taking down bad guys. You're not a police, you're not SWAT, you're somewhere in between. You're a regulator. Police has left this city a long time ago. You're regulating it. Gangs will be there, they are controlling the city. You're just doing the best thing you can to make it all work smoothly enough. So that's Regulator City, and this week I added a couple of bikers, which I also had to draw because DMAC, the intern who did a lot of the graphics, has left, not Planet, but has left working on the game well over a month ago. So I now have to do all the pixel art myself, which is a lot of fun. I recorded the process, needed to create a bike or two. So after the intro, I'm going to show you that whole process from start to finish, which has been a while on this channel, just pixel pushing. After that, I'll show you the results of those bikes, and I'll show you a couple of new things I've been adding to the game this week. So it's been a productive week. Let's just dive into this video. Dive as if I'm underwater. Bad joke. Intro. So I won't talk through the whole process of this, just a couple of starters. First thing I do is grab the wheels of the car, not because I can't create a wheel or redraw it, but mostly because I need to have the size and it has to fit with the cars and the characters running around. So just for the size of it, and it's a fun way to start it. The next step is creating an outline. You don't see it on my screen, but I actually am looking at a picture of a good old chopper bike on a website. I just googled chopper bikes and picked one that looked okay, and based on that I'll try to create the outline and the shape of it, and then slowly start coloring in, and then we'll add shades later on until it looks perfect. The thing with pixel art is that you sometimes have to create details by cheating a little bit. You'll have to figure out which combination of pixels makes it look like the result you want, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense when you're pixelating. That's why you also see me zoom in and out a lot. If you're looking at it in the big picture, it sometimes looks a bit messy and blocky, but if you then zoom out in the size it should be, or it will end up in the screen, it just gives a better look. And I'm quickly adding the character I already had, so the body and the helmet onto the bike. So we have this guy on the bike now. We add some of his legs there, and his hands shall be up there somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect because this biker will be zooming on the screen. I think it's already starting to look pretty cool. Alright, and that's the first bike done. It looks pretty cool, but I also want to create one of those more modern bikes. I don't think they're very modern now, but I think it's Kawasaki, you know the ones. Also, again, opening up my browser, Googling an image of it, just as an example, and then we'll have the shape of it, and let's build that bike. I'll animate these bikes with just 2 frames. It will mostly just have the heads bopping, and maybe the wheels will have a little bit of a change in their highlights and their dark areas so that they look like they're spinning. But this is pretty much our Kawasaki bike. We now have 2 different bikes. Time to build them into the game. And the Kawasaki will be able to do wheelies because that just looks awesome and amazing. So on the back wheel, and then I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Let's just add it into the game and I'll show you the results of that. Right, the bikers are now in the game, but I also have to add Molotov cocktails, so that was a little bit of tweaking as well. They are part of the weapon system, so in theory the player can also grab Molotov cocktails. I don't have them implemented yet, but it's now part of that whole weapon system, so it is possible to throw them. I'll just maybe have to implement them that you can grab bottles and use those or something. I also started working on enemy pop-ups. That's how I'm calling them right now, which means enemies showing up in areas that you don't see them until they show up. First example, and thing I implemented already, parked cars. If you're running near them or walking near them, they can open up their door and they start shooting from within that car. That hopefully will let the player start sneaking around a little bit more, because you don't know where to expect enemies. You can obviously see a bunch of enemies, but there will also be hidden enemies. We'll also add them to crates, storage things and containers, and maybe in between garbage bags, things like that. They will pop up. I also added pop-ups to vertical parked cars, but since you can't see those doors, the enemy won't start shooting from within those cars, but they will just get out. A bunch of enemies can suddenly start walking out of one of those cars. They actually check if the player has been near them before, and if they are walking away, at that point the enemies will jump out of a car. We'll see if that's actually fun or if it's just fun and torturous to the player. In that case, I'm gonna remove it and have them get out of the car sooner so that they can appear in front of you instead of behind you and start shooting from the back. So for now, this is in. I just wanted to see if it was fun to add, and I'll have to do some gameplay sessions to see if it actually is a lot of fun. Furthermore, the rest of the week I have been tweaking the AI some more, mainly the squad AI. I want them to be more aggressive here and there, and it's just a lot of figuring out and tweaking what they are targeting and what their main interest is during the game. Sometimes they need to stay near you, the other times you prefer them to have them walking in front of you and taking down enemies. It's just a lot of tweaking, and we'll get there. It works, but I want it to be better and better. So while I'm doing all the extra new stuff, I'm also constantly tweaking these things. And finally, there is the first piece of music added to the game. It's the street music, or that's what I call it. Indoor buildings will have different music, less action, less tension, or more tension but less action. And for now, this is the only track because I also need to cut a sort of trailer or gameplay teaser or whatever, and I needed music for that. So we have the first track, and let's just listen to a little bit of it while I run through these streets. And that's it for this week's video. Progress is being made. Make sure to wishlist the game. Description is, or the link to that is in the description below. I've been talking about publisher and things like that in the recent weeks. It looks sadly like I'm gonna go release this game on my own. I'll do a video on all of that pretty soon. It's been terrible actually, or well, it's been soul draining. That's probably a better description. It's been a little bit of soul draining hearing the feedback from publisher or having publishers say no one after another. Yeah, we're gonna get into that at some point when I have processed it a little bit more, but for now Regulator City is gonna be self-published like all my previous games have been. Maybe a Kickstarter or another way of funding it. I'll also get into that because I'm still working on something. But for now, please wishlist the game, check it out below. Drop on the Discord if you want to talk about the game or whatever you saw in the video, and or whatever comes up, just drop in the Discord and talk about it. There are friendly people there. It's been a little bit quiet on the Discord lately, but I noticed that on a lot of Discord servers. Not sure if Discord is on its way out again, or people just stopped working from home and got back in the office and can't open Discord alongside their daily stuff. That might actually be mostly the case. And of course there are some other things going on in the world which has probably everybody a little bit spooked and a little bit it's probably on everybody's mind a little bit. I don't want to talk about all that stuff on this channel. That's not what this channel is for. But yeah, the world is a messy place. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you next week with hopefully more hearing and less underwater type sounds. Alright, bye.